Good evening. Welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
Terrible.
Awesome.
Thanks for asking, though.
Did your friend get run over by a truck again, Jason?
Yep.
Again?
I told him not to play in traffic.
God.
I don't know. Just some
Hey,
people
Jason,
listen.
this is the third friend he's had. That's what it was.
I don't know what to tell you, Jason. Either they need to quit playing in traffic or you need to quit pushing them out.
Or select a better clientele of friends.
I should quit shoving them under the bus.
Wait a minute. I thought we weren't allowed to discuss politics.
What's anything about politics?
Shoving them under the bus.
What bus? I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind.
What is this bus you speak of?
So what did you do this week in Guns and Reloading? I'm sorry, Firearms, Michael?
I went shooting, and I took the boys.
Excellent.
So, yeah. They went through another 400 rounds of 22.
Question for you. Have you actually brought the concept of trying to take and focus and shoot small groups with them?
Yeah, actually.
When I say small groups, of course, I don't mean small groups of grandmothers. I mean small groups of holes on a piece of paper.
Yeah. We took them out, and they were at 10 meters with their crickets. And
Okay.
that's all I wanted them to do was work on practicing trigger control and getting all the way, getting all the shots in the same area. And as a matter of fact, I don't have the targets right here, but excuse me. The target they were using was about this square, and center bowl was about that big, and they both shot the center bowl completely out.
Nice.
So, and that was with federal bulk pack ammo. So.
Well, when you're using a bolt gun like that, like a little cricket, that gives you a chance to take in 400 rounds between two boys. Even so, that's 200 rounds each, roughly. That's not too shabby. That's quite a bit of shooting for a couple young men.
Oh, yeah. So if we didn't have to get back for something else, we just stayed longer. So.
Yep.
I was listening to Gresham last week, and one of the things they were talking about, there was a gentleman that called in talking about he was taking his grandkids shooting and trying to figure out what type of sights would be the best, and he says, I used to be a diehard. They got to learn iron sights, and they got to know how to do this, and blah blah, and because that's the way I did it, and so on and so forth. He says, but it's more important for them to have fun. And I hear an echo.
You do. There is.
Uh-oh.
I don't hear it.
So, and what he had discovered is that faster target acquisition, just a cheap little red dot on the 22s. So I may look into doing that. I don't know. You can get aperture sights, peep sights for the crickets. So I think that's what I may look into doing first.
Mike, if you'll let me go off screen, I'll take and go over into my safe and get my wife's cricket, which I actually have a red dot mounted, and I can bring that onto the image if you want.
Sure, that'd be awesome.
Can you mute my image so it doesn't appear, so that it's not distraction?
Oh, wrong camera.
Or if you'd want, I'll just leave it. I'll just walk over and get it.
You are now hidden from broadcast, Jim.
Okay. I'll be right back.
So, all right. So what'd you do this week, Jason?
I trimmed another couple of handfuls of 223 breath.
Nice.
And that was about all I had time for.
Yeah, I know how those busy weeks go. So, How much brass did you wind up getting tuned up or trimmed up? Just a little bit?
Yeah, literally this week it was literally two handfuls. Um, I've got 2,000 pieces and I'm well over 1,000 now. I'm probably somewhere around 1,400 pieces.
Yeah.
As soon as I have the funds and the time, I'm going to get my bullets ordered and start tuning up a load for that new upper.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. So, yeah, I sold off rifle yesterday, so we've got the money for the beginnings of the AR project. So
Good.
that's going to get those lowers ordered this week, and then parts kits, and start working on that. So
Nice.
they're going to be for sure 5.56. I'm actually toying with the idea of getting 223 Wylde barrels for them, as opposed to just going with regular 5.56 barrel. Just because the 223 Wylde's kind of interesting, and the nice thing is when you get a barrel in that, not only can you shoot the 223 Wylde, but you can also shoot the regular 223 Remington and 5.56. So it's kind of a nice little tidbit on that. Jim, I see you're back and you've got the cricket, so go ahead and show it off.
So that before I do that, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
The 223 Wylde, now is that on the order of? I mean, does that firing multiple calibers? Does that work on the same order as firing the proverbial actually improved cartridges?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I haven't really done a lot of research on the 223 Wylde yet, so
All
I'm
right.
looking. Let's see if there's a quick reference here.
A fair question deserves a fair answer, and I think I just got one.
It was hybrid chamber designed by Bill Wylde of Green Up, Illinois. And it's to exploit the accuracy advantage of the 223 REM chambering without pressure problems or compromising the functionality of AR-15s and other semi-automatics. It's looks like it's a little longer, so it'll shoot 80 grain bullets. Okay. So it looks like it's more of a longer distance cartridge. It's proprietary rifle cartridge chambered with the external dimensions and lead angle same as the military 5.56 by 45, and the 0.224 inch freebore diameter is found in the 223 REM. So, but yeah, so it looks like it's just designed to use the 80 caliber, so.
Or the 80 grain.
Or the 80 grain, yeah, not 80 caliber. That'd be awesome.
Oh boy.
What are you carrying? I got me an 80 caliber. Come on, let's go kill us a bar.
No, you kill yourself a mountain or something that big.
Yeah. Heck with a bar.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to see this?
Yes, we do.
All right. This is my wife's 22 Cricket. I'm gonna pull let's pull the lens covers off, or this, yes, the aperture covers off. This is my wife's 22 Cricket.
All right.
Red dot.
Okay.
Now, let me open the bolt up to make sure the gun is decocked. Nothing in the chamber.
Yep.
And of course, these rifles are single shot, so
yes.
There's no issue with magazine. But anyway, this is a red dot mounted right on the Cricket, and here you can see there's the bolt and all that. And it's just a little bitty gun. This thing is so small, it's almost difficult to fire for me. But I'm also a grown man.
You just got to work at it.
But anyway, it works quite well. She actually had the wisdom to ask for this particular aperture or red dot. And, you know, I have to admit, I've heard Mr. Gresham say exactly what you're talking about is teaching young folks to have fun, give them something you know they're going to wind up. Why should they learn to use iron sights when they're never going to use the darn things?
Right. You know, and what they did yesterday with the group they shot, that kind of prove that they're a little more practiced. Now, they're also in 4-H shooting sports, so 4-H hasn't come around to that way of thinking yet either. So for all of their shooting sports, they won't be able to use optics anyway. But so there's another reason why they have to learn the iron sights. Now, question for you on that: is that mount from Cricket then, or was that available aftermarket?
It was aftermarket.
Okay.
What it does, it incorporates the 3 screws or the 2 screws. There's actually
because they're tapped.
The Crickets are tapped, but right here you can't hardly see it. You can't see it. I can't get it under there. If you look, there's a shadow right there. You should be able to see that shadow. The Cricket has actually only got 1 tapped hole on the top of it. But what it actually does is it uses, now let me turn this rifle around. Look right here. Below the, if you look in there, that is the actual adjustable rear sight for the Cricket, but it's incorporated into the mount that the Tasco red dot is attached to. The base is attached to the rear sight, is what I'm saying.
Jim, we're getting that echo again.
Okay, well, I won't get so close to the microphone. It's about all I can do. I'm just using this tablet. But anyway, it's part of the rear sight is part of the base mounting system. There was a little bit of a relief cutout in there. If you look in there, you can see the daylight, and it's a very sturdy system. I was so impressed with how sturdy it is, and it's like this actually works because my wife dropped this rifle. If you look at the lack of anodizing on the windage cap, this thing took a hell of a lick, but it did not. It did not lose windage or elevation.
Nice.
And I was just tickled by all that. But anyway, and it works for her. It's just red dot. That's all. We fired this at 100 yards, and 100 yards is just a little bit beyond practical shooting for 22 rimfire. Notice I didn't say it can't be done. I know 22 can go out to 444 yards.
Right.
I know that for a fact. But the point is practical shooting for a newcomer or for a newbie. And that's just a little bit beyond, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway. Do you have any more questions, Mike or Jason?
Nope.
I ordered the Tasco Red Dot, and I ordered the scope base through Midway USA.
Okay.
That's midwayusa.com.
All right. Well, time to do the thing we've been wanting. We were supposed to do it last week. Ooh, sorry about that. No, not an earthquake. That would be Jason's area. I just smacked the desk with my knee as I was moving. We're going to do the drawing for the Anderson Arms 80% lower, and the lanyard from weaponshunters.com, and the keychain from weaponshunters.com. And weaponshunters.com also provided us the Anderson lower. So I've got a random number generator, and we're going to generate a first number. We're drawing for the upper or the lower first, and this was based off subscriptions to our YouTube channel. So the first one is Big Tex Outdoors. Big Tex Outdoors won the 80% lower.
Yep. So what will you have to do? Send Big Tex Outdoors a private message to contact him?
Yep. Next up is the lanyard, and that is won by Jason Sadler, Saddler. Now, if
Good job,
you guys
Jason.
hear this before I get a hold of you, then by all means send me an email at reloading@firearmsradio.tv. And for the keychain, the winner is David Gonzalez.
Good job, David.
Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Michael, we never did have For the last giveaway that Jason and I tried to do, we never did get a response from anybody. Would you like to try and do a giveaway, a random order giveaway for a few stickers?
Sure.
Well, let's take it's the same data that you got. I've got 3 or 4 stickers here that I'm willing to give away, and I just thought the folks might, like draw from the YouTube viewers.
You bet.
It's like as soon as I put myself back together, I'll show the stickers. Haha.
All right.
Anyway, so a randomly drawn. I got 3 stickers here. USA Shooting. I've got a Burger Bullet sticker, and I've got a Hornaday. I don't know. I guess it's a Hornaday Team Hornaday sticker that I'll take and give away at random to one of our YouTube subscribers if they'll be good enough to provide a mailing address.
Okay. First person is Kenny Ortega.
Okay, you want to give away 3 of them?
Do you want to do them all as one, or do you want to do? 3?
I don't care either way. Let's for more exposure. Let's take and do 3. So Team Hornaday goes to Kenny Ortega if Kenny will give us his mailing address.
Sure. Yep, we can get that. All right. Second one.
I'm going to write Kenny's name on the back of this sticker.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. The second sticker, which is the second one you're going to give away?
Oh, sorry. How about USA Shooting?
All right. The second one, the USA Shooting sticker, goes to Adam Haugen.
Would you spell that last name for me, please?
That is Haugen.
H-A or H-O?
H-A.
H-A-A-U.
G-E-N.
G-E-N. Okay.
Yep.
Adam Haugen. And the Burger Bullet sticker, that's the last one I have for today.
All right. And that goes to Jim Crossley, C-R-O-S-S-L-E-Y.
Good job, guys. And if these folks would be kind enough to take and provide us a mailing address, we'll send them a sticker. No strings attached, nothing else. Just give us a mailing address, that's all.
All right.
I'll set these stickers aside for those gentlemen.
Yep, and I'll get a hold of them all and get their mailing addresses this week sometime, and then I'll get those to you, Jim.
Outstanding, sir.
All right. So, tonight we're talking about storage. We just went through and did the single stage press again and went through and showed how to go through and load up the cartridges from just empty brass and components. So now you've got them done. Where are you going to put them? That's the big question. If you did single stage, you might have them in a wood loading block like this. And depending on your circumstances, that may work. You may be able to keep them in that and take them out to the range. If you're especially a bench rest shooter or not, you may be able to carry them like that.
Question.
Yeah.
Tell me what a loading block is. I don't really mean to be to insult anyone's intelligence, but remember, we have newcomers out there.
Yeah. What a loading block is this one here is just a 3/4 inch sheet of plywood that I took a Forster bit. That's F-O-R-S-T-E-R, Forster bit, which is a drill bit you put into a cordless drill or a drill press or regular corded drill. And the advantage of a Forster bit is it actually creates a flat bottom versus most of your drill bits, which are beveled. So, and I just grabbed a piece of scrap 3/4 inch plywood, cut it off, and drilled a bunch of holes in it. You can also get them. The loading blocks are basically just somewhere to set the cases in between each stage, so you can continue to load them up. This one here, like I said, I made at home. Most of your reloading companies make something similar, either out of wood or they'll make them out of plastic. I've seen some out of aluminum or a lightweight metal alloy. Those are usually a little fancier, definitely more expensive. So it was $8 or $9 for the Forster bit at Home Depot, and then just the time I put into it. So not a lot of cost to do that. There is a guy out there somewhere I saw online that actually will make you loading blocks in the shape of your state. I just happened to run across it. I'm trying to find it again so I can put that. If I find that again, I'll put that in the show notes, the link for that. So that's kind of a cool thing where you can get the loading blocks made in the shape of your state. So the other options for storage, there's quite a few different options. Everything from homemade containers. I don't have any homemade containers, but I know some people put them in Tupperware, stuff like that. Probably the most common for your casual reloader is to save your old boxes. When you go to the range and you shoot, usually they'll come with the little plastic holders inside the box to hold the cartridges. You just take the box and the holders, set it off to the side, and then when you're done loading, you can put your reloaded cartridges in that same box that it came from. Another option is there's a couple different companies, Plano and MTM, and what they make is they actually make different ammo storage containers, usually with like a flip-top lid or hinged lid out of plastic that you can put different ammunition in to store it. They make pistol sizes, they make rifle sizes. Yes, Jim?
Those Plano and MTM boxes, they work on the same order as the ammunition boxes we get when we buy ammunition in the stores?
No. What these are designed differently. They're specifically designed for what cartridges they're designed to hold. So if it's a rifle cartridge, it's usually a little taller. Like the ones I've got in my hand right now, they're probably about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches tall, about 4 or 5 inches long, and then probably another 3 inches wide. So it's a lot taller to hold rifle cartridges. And when you pop the top, it's got grid divider system in here, so each individual cartridge stands up on end.
Can you show me, Mike? I realize we have a lot of audio listeners, but can you show me?
Sure. Get this up on camera. And it's just a grid system that holds. I've got some already loaded in there, and then I've got some empties.
Thank you.
The MTMs come with a little label system, so you can actually label the outside of the outside. And then this is a Plano one, similar, and it also, I just used the MTM labels. But this is the Plano one. It's similar in design. It's just a hinge lid, so this one's also lockable. It's got a little spot for like a luggage padlock or something like that on there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
So that's kind of an advantage there if you wanted to lock it up for safety. And so it's just a matter of which style you want to use, what calibers you're loading. Now the pistol ones, as opposed to being taller, and I don't have any of the pistol ones currently, the pistol ones, instead of being taller, usually probably about an inch, maybe 1.5 inches tall, and they're usually a lot more square in shape. Jim's got one on his camera right now that he's showing.
Well, mine is about 2 inches tall.
Okay.
And it's about 4 3/4 inches square. It has the same grid work Mike was talking about, a 10 by 10 grid, because my particular boxes have a 10 by 10 grid in them, so they can hold 2 boxes of handgun ammunition or 100 rounds. And it has what's called a live hinge. This is not a pinned hinge, it's a permanent hinge, which is organic to both the lid and to the bottom. And if you listen, it has quite a substantial snap to it when it closes down.
Yeah.
And I like them. I've got, I don't know, I probably got 12 or 15 of these MTM boxes. You can hear the snap every time. Now, I don't have the labels. These boxes here I've got in my hand are about, I don't know, 20 years old, and they're still going strong.
Yeah. And the current design of MTM ones are the same. They haven't really changed them because they haven't needed to. Looks like we have a question, and the answer to the question, they wanted to know how to participate. And it's just, if you want to participate in the conversation, you just post in your comments or your statements in the Q&A, and then we'll cover them there.
And secondly, there's a second way, if you don't mind, Michael. I just posted in the reloading room a small posting that's about the podcast is live right now. Mm-hmm. And if you want to take and find my podcast, I'll post it in if you want to copy it over, Mike, I'll post the permalink in Hangouts so that you can do what you want to with it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you could actually take and grab my podcast, or excuse me, my permalink from my posting, and there it is. And Mike and I will, Michael will actually post it in the Q&A, and we can go from there. There it is. Coming up, Mike, in Hangouts.
Okay.
Yep, it just went. But anyway, Mike just showed you a box of 50 rounds of rifle 308 ammunition, and it's a very nice box. Now, I've got another MTM box. MTM did do one major revision to their plastic boxes from the 20-year-old 357 box I had on screen. This is a 44 Magnum box, but mostly, if you look, if you are on the video podcast, you will see that the box is somewhat translucent. Light's going right through the darn thing. It's a beautiful red color, but that's the major revision MTM did, is they made their boxes translucent so that you could actually see whether or not you've got a full box of ammunition or a full box of empties, and so on and so forth. But that's one of the revisions that they did. Now, I don't have a full 100 round box for 44, but I just wanted to bring that up, Mike.
Okay.
And so, Mike did bring up another point. You did bring up another point, and that is the fact that MTM isn't the only one making those boxes. Here's one sold by Midway USA.
Okay.
Please continue.
All right. Yeah, so there's a couple generic companies out there, or a couple different companies and vendors that make them by themselves too, so different options. There's lots of different companies, and you can find the boxes in metal, and you can find them in, they come in, you can get them in metal. I've seen some of them in just paper, probably not very practical for long-range storage, but if you needed something quick, it'd probably be okay. You know, the other thing, especially for bulk ammo, when you're loading up bulk ammo, that I've seen people use and that Jim uses is coffee can.
How's that for timing, Michael?
Mm-hmm.
An ordinary coffee can. And the only thing is your ammo will smell like coffee. But the point is, you know, like myself, I'm very fortunate. Where I work, we have a coffee mess, and I have basically an unlimited supply of these coffee cans. I get two to three a week, and it's like I got coffee cans coming out my ears. But the thing is, yeah, okay, you don't have, you may not be, a lot of you folks may not have access to a coffee maker or coffee mess or a coffee system or whatever you want to call it at work, but yet if you know somebody that drinks coffee and makes it by the pot, you have access to your own unlimited supply of coffee cans.
Right.
Yourself. You know, I know Jason drinks coffee. He uses his old cans.
And Yeah, it's if you're using it for bulk ammo, it's no harm at all to use that. I know lots of people that'll do that for that, and there's no issue with it. I have gotten complaint. I did get a complaint the last time we were talking about storage. There was a gentleman that posted on iTunes, and I'm trying to find that review. He had a real issue with the fact that we're using coffee cans for storage. If you're reloading for bench rest shooting, something like that, no, I wouldn't recommend coffee cans.
Oh, no.
There are opportunities to bump that around and kind of have the different issues. But if you're reloading for bulk ammo and it's just practice ammo, there's
Absolutely.
no harm using coffee
I
cans.
put handgun in. Mostly I put handgun ammo in here, and I put mostly the 223 for my ammo eaters. I call them my semi-automatic 223 rifles. Now, do I put my 308? Do I put my other stuff in there? No, not really. Not for my stuff that I'm going to be trying to take and shoot at a quarter of a mile or something like that. Heck no.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely not a problem.
I agree with you, sir.
So.
I just posted on the reloading room I put up a posting telling folks that the podcast is live, and then I put on there a suggestion for a request for questions about the storage of ammo are welcome on this thread, please.
Okay. I guess what's the strangest thing you've ever seen somebody use for ammo storage?
Styrofoam coffee cup.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that. Tin foil or aluminum foil. But the idea is they put it in their shirt pocket.
Interesting.
Trying to keep the elements off of it.
Okay. Another one that we forgot about for ammo storage. Something I have and something I've seen. Different styles, other than, well, of course, the obvious would be magazines or stripper clips, depending on the case, the firearm. But another option is, especially for different, couple of different companies for hunting gear, they'll make different either snappable closed or foldable closed zippers, different type of fabric cartridge holders that have got plastic glue.
Don't they call them ammo wallets, Mike?
Some people do, yeah. I think there's one specific company that calls it an ammo wallet, and I think they've got that trademark. But yeah, so that'd be the general option. So.
I know something we forgot. MTM Case Guard also makes the equivalent of 30 caliber and 50 caliber ammunition cans, but they're made in plastic, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good old-fashioned GI ammunition storage cans.
Yep. Yeah, how about we forget about those? Those are also great for storing bulk ammo in. So,
yeah.
And a lot of times you can get that when you purchase bulk ammo. You'll get those. So I know a couple of companies that carry them online. They run sales on them every once in a while too, so you can get the actual GI surplus ones rather cheap sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So. They're almost indestructible, but one thing about them, they won't float.
No, they don't. So, well, I think that pretty much gives the basic coverage of storage and kind of gives a basic idea of different options for us.
Jason, how do you store? Didn't you go get something before we went live? How do you store your ammunition, friend?
Good old ammo
can. Good old ammo can. Jason's bought that probably somewhere for between $5 and $15, and that's what he stores his 5.56 ammo or whatever he's got in there.
That one has 40 Smith & Wesson in it.
I see.
Okay.
I use those for my handgun fodder.
Yeah.
The only problem is when I fill them up, then I'm the only one that will lift them and carry them.
Yeah, that is the drawback of using the ammo cans or the coffee cans, is they do get quite heavy when you load them down.
Yes, they do.
So.
Isn't that what your boys are for?
Yeah, but they don't always go with Kathy and I, so
Okay.
I tried to get Kathy to carry them. She just refuses.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, gentlemen,
Well,
I think that about covers it for this evening.
The only thing I wanted to say, if you don't mind my adding something,
Mm-hmm.
is be creative. Go to the cheap local store. There is another way you could do it, and you could do bulk ammo, but you don't have to be expensive. You don't have to buy these containers, although these containers, they're pretty much the best. The MTM containers, this is pretty much considered to be the best there is for home storage of your ammunition. But you know what? You can go into your Big Lot store or your Walmart or whatever, and you can get yourself all kinds of Sterilite. That's the brand name of it. But you can get yourself all kinds of cheap small containers. Like I said, about the size of my hand, and you can get all sorts of containers for. You get all kinds of creative. The coffee can's cheap. This is probably the most expensive, but there's an alternative or two if you just be a little creative and think about it. I just want to encourage folks to start thinking about it. That's all.
Yeah. It's not something that you have to be fancy about. It's just you want to keep something to keep them in the same area, and keep them from being soaked in moisture. That's kind of the thing you have to worry about. If they get, if they happen to get damp and then you wipe them off, it's not a big deal. It's when they're going to sit in some sort of fluid. That's going to be the issue.
Yes, sir.
So that's why you want to put them in something that's going to tend to keep them dry.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for tonight, gentlemen. Thank everybody for tuning in. Sorry we got going so late. We had some issues. But after this show, we'll have those all solved and won't have that problem anymore.
We hope so. That's for sure.
Yeah. So once again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure if you shop at Amazon or you shop through Brownells, please go to the reloadingpodcast.com. Use the affiliate links. It helps out the show, helps out the network. Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.